Hi, Rosita. I finished inputting the data in the spreadsheet, so can I go home now? What? I mean, even you just went outside and aren't doing any work, so that means it's alright if I go home now, right? Fiorina, I'm still negotiating with our clients for a business deal, you know? I'm not outside not doing any work. I'm currently at our client's office. And besides, do you know what time it is right now? Or is it that time flows differently just around you? What? I don't know what you're talking about. It's still 2 in the afternoon. You still have 3 hours until you can go home. Yeah, but I'm finished with work. I don't have anything to do anyways. If that's the case, then get some work to do from our manager. I already told you that he's in charge of educating the new employees, right? You can't just go home because you finished work early, you know. You get paid to work a specific number of hours here. What? Can't I just do that tomorrow? What do you mean by educating the new employees, even? You sound like a mother-in-law that's bullying her son's wife. Huh? A mother-in-law? Yeah. Just because you're the department head doesn't mean you can talk down to me like this. Besides, you're already 43, right, Rosita? I bet you're just jealous because I'm still at the youthful age of 20. Let me guess, you're the type of person that bullies their son's wife at home, right? That's not right, you know. Just so we can be clear, I'm single, you know? I don't have any children either. What? But you're already 43! Isn't it already too late for you to have any children now? Well, I do plan on getting married in 3 months, though, and it's none of your business whether I have children or not. We were talking about how you were about to get back to work, right? What? You're getting married at the age of 43? Just what kind of pervert are you marrying? Are you sure you weren't getting scammed or something? He's probably just going to disappear with all your money one day. Are you sure this is a good idea, Rosita? I know exactly who I'm marrying, so you don't have to worry about me being scammed. I don't see a point in talking about my private affairs any longer. Come on, you're such a killjoy, Rosita. At least tell me how old this husband of yours is. No, I'll talk to the manager for you and tell him you're finished with the work he gave you, so get your next work from him. Huh? Fine. Rosita, I did a bit of investigation after our last conversation, but apparently you're marrying someone crazy, right? Huh? What do you mean crazy? Don't tell me, but did you seduce him into marrying you because you wanted money or something? Well, I guess that's obvious, I guess. Why else would someone want to marry a CEO? What in the world are you talking about? And no, I didn't marry my husband for the money, if that's what you're so interested in. Wait, aren't you supposed to be working right now? You're supposed to be working right now too, you know. Just tell me, how did you manage getting him to marry you? I just can't understand how a guy like that would want to marry you. An old hag in her 40s who's not even that attractive. Do your work. My marital affairs are none of your business. Come on, please, just tell me. If you don't, I'll just ask someone else, you know. I'm not going to reply anymore, all right? Get back to work. What? But I wanted to ask you so many questions. Hi, Rosita. I've got something to tell you. To tell you the truth, I think you're going to be very disappointed to hear this, but I'm currently on good terms with our CEO and have a very deep relationship with him. An old hag looking for money like you is a nuisance, to be honest. From now on, I can get the CEO to fire you anytime I want, so don't think that you can tell me what to do just because you're the department head anymore, all right? That's going to be a big mistake, since the CEO, he outranks you, obviously. To be honest, I'd rather you get fired as soon as possible and give up marrying into money like this. You were always nagging on me to do work anyways. You know what? I think I'll try and convince him to fire you right now.
Hey, Rosita, are you alright?
Huh? Hi, Alino. What are you talking about? I'm fine, I guess.
Are you sure? When I saw you at work today, you looked a bit strange.
Oh, yeah. So that's what you're talking about. I did pay a visit to your company today, didn't I?
Yeah, you seem to have something on your mind. Do you want to tell me about it? I wanted to talk to you in the office today, but I had a meeting right after that, so I couldn't.
Thanks for worrying about me, and I'm sorry for worrying you in the first place.
Don't worry about it. I'm going to be your husband soon, aren't I? If there's anything you want to tell me, I'll be here for you, alright? It's only a month and a half until our wedding, and you wouldn't want to have a problem in the back of your mind on the day of our wedding, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's something about work, which is why I didn't know exactly how much I'm allowed to tell you.
Just tell me what you can tell me then. I'm sure it will make you feel better. In my experience, talking about something that makes things a lot less scary or bothersome than it actually is. I'll stop you if you start saying anything that sounds like you shouldn't tell me, so just talk to me.
Yeah, I guess I do want to tell you about it a little. Especially because everyone at work seems to be wanting to avoid the topic because they're afraid as to what Fiorina might do to them if she finds out.
Yep, I'm listening.
Thanks. You see, there's this woman that joined our company during the middle of the work year, and she's very selfish and arrogant.
In a way?
She got into the company in the first place by using her connections with the senior executive director. She was a relative of his, you see, and apparently she thought that this made her better than the other employees. But it seems like she started going out with our CEO recently as well, and so she's become even more selfish and arrogant than she was before. She practically doesn't do any work and just sits in her chair watching YouTube or looking at her phone all day. It would be fine if that's all she did, since we could just ignore her, but she also keeps bothering the employees, telling them to bring her water or stuff. Not only that, but she seems to not be using earphones on purpose, because she enjoys watching the other employees be annoyed at her, but not being able to do anything. It seems like the other employees are finding it difficult to call her out on it since she's the CEO's girlfriend and a relative of the senior executive director. Because of that, it looks like I'm the only one nagging on her all the time, and the atmosphere in the office has become terrible.
I see. That does sound like quite a difficult situation. And? What does the CEO himself have to say about this?
He's completely in love with her and lets her do whatever she wants. I mean, he was always doubted as to whether he was capable enough to be the CEO or not, but now it looks like he really was incapable of being the CEO. The only reason he was chosen in the first place was because his father was the CEO before him. This company has had a problem with incompetent people getting their positions by leveraging their connections. Anyways, the CEO is of no use anymore. It looks like he's been seduced by a 20-year-old woman and now does whatever she says.
What? 20 years old? Your CEO was 45 years old, right? I heard he's been single ever since he got divorced with his wife 10 years ago. They could be father and daughter if you just looked at their ages.
Yeah, I mean the two are completely fine with this age difference, so there's nothing really that outsiders like us can say. But just between us, I'm pretty sure that the only reason Fiorina, that's the name of the woman by the way, approached the CEO was for his money. Everyone's just pissed at the whole situation, and the worst part is that we don't know what to do about it besides just quitting our jobs.
I see. Hey, could you let me handle the situation instead? I think I know how to solve this problem.
What? You?
The chairman of your company is the current CEO's father, i.e. the former CEO, right?
Oh, yeah. That reminds me, you mentioned before that you were acquainted with the chairman, right?
Yep. I used to work with him when he was in charge of the company. He was a lot more competent than his son, I'll tell you that. I can't tell you the exact details of what I'm planning yet, though. You see, I was drinking with the chairman once, and he told me this joke that was at the same time half serious. It was something about how he failed in raising his son, and how he wouldn't make a good CEO. despite trying to raise him for the position. He said that he thought it was in the company's best interest if they just hired some random employee from the office. At the time, he didn't have the proper motive to set things into motion. But if he hears how his son, the CEO, was having a bad effect on the company like this, I'm sure he's going to make the decision immediately.
If there's a chance that things will change for the better, then it's better than just standing here and watching, I guess.
Yep, I'll talk to the chairman first, so just wait a bit, alright?
I understand. I'm counting on you then.
Rosita, is it true that you're going to have your wedding today? But you got dumped by him, didn't you? Why are you going to have a wedding then? I can't believe it. You're even more pitiful than I thought. Is your head all right? I mean, are you seriously going to throw a wedding even though the groom won't be there? You scare me, Rosita. Oh, I get it. You're going to have a mannequin in the place of the CEO, right? That's even more scary.
Good morning, Fiorina. What in the world are these texts that you've been sending me? What do you mean the groom isn't going to be here? I mean, I went to the wedding with the groom, and we're currently preparing for the ceremony together.
What? You're even pretending to prepare for the wedding with the mannequin? Jesus. You're delusional on a dangerous level, Rosita. I mean, I knew you weren't in your right mind the moment I heard you were trying to marry him so that you could have some of his money, even though you're just an unattractive hag in her 30s, but I didn't know you were actually insane. I mean, it's even more scary because on the outside, you look like a functioning adult, but on the inside...
Delusional? What are you even talking about, Fiorina? You have quite the imagination, I'll give you that at least.
I mean, I'm currently with the CEO, you know. It's no use lying to me because there's no way he could be at your wedding at the same time.
Huh?
You already know that I'm dating the CEO, right? I mean, everyone in the office knows already.
Yeah, I know that, but...
I think now is a good time to make things straight. It's disgusting to think that an old hag like you is about to become the CEO's wife. He says himself that he wants to make me, the cute 20-year-old girl, his wife.
Oh, is that so?
Which is why you have no choice but to cancel today's wedding.
But how does you dating the CEO have anything to do with my wedding?
What? Are you crying sour grapes now? What? Are you going to tell me that you weren't actually dating the CEO?
Fiorina, could it be the case that you think the person I'm marrying is our CEO?
Of course! I mean, you always nag me to do my work, right? It pissed me off so much that on top of being annoying, you were going to marry the CEO, which is why I stole him from you. I'm going to become the CEO's wife now as well, so it's a two birds in one stone situation, right? By the way, to make sure that you wouldn't be able to steal him back no matter what, we went to the city hall on Thursday and turned in our marriage papers.
I see. So that's what you were after.
Don't say that like you weren't after his money yourself. I still don't know how you managed to get engaged to him in the first place, but I guess that doesn't matter now. Sucks to be you, I guess. If you've understood already, then why not just cancel the wedding? No matter how hard you try, you're not going to get your groom. Just thinking that you're about to have a wedding ceremony with a mannequin from now makes me cringe. Seriously, you should consider entering a mental institution or something. Or is it that you're just getting old and aren't able to think straight anymore?
Fiorina, that person isn't the CEO, you know.
What?
He's not the CEO anymore, to be exact.
Why not?
You weren't at work this Friday, right? That's probably why you don't know about it yet. It was decided in a meeting of board of directors that the current CEO was going to lose his position.
Huh? I didn't hear anything about this from him.
Yeah, well, it looks like he's been keeping secrets from you. Oh, and your relative, the senior executive director, felt responsible for the situation and voluntarily resigned.
Huh? My uncle resigned? But he was the only one of my relatives that was willing to help me. Why was the CEO fired in the first place?
To put it simply, the CEO was released from his position because he wasn't doing his job as the CEO and instead spent all his time with you instead.
What? But he's the CEO. They can't just do this to him. Do you know how much he sacrificed?
I can't really guess as to what it is exactly that he sacrificed. I mean, he's always been incompetent at his job, and ever since he started dating you, he began not coming to work entirely. Seriously, have you ever heard of a CEO that doesn't go to work because he's going on a date with his girlfriend? Also, he didn't do anything about how you used your position as the CEO's girlfriend to get away with not doing any work at the office, right? Do you even know how much this adversely affected everyone else in the office? Well, I guess you do know that, huh? I mean, you did purposefully not use earphones when you were watching YouTube because you enjoyed annoying the other employees.
What do you mean adversely affected? Aren't you being a bit too mean to me? And what's with that accusation anyways? What? I can't not use earphones anymore just because you guys are working? I'm not on the same level as you peasants, remember? Besides, aren't you just being jealous right now? You're just trying to scare me because I stole your spot as the CEO's wife, aren't you?
No, all of what I'm telling you right now is true. You can ask the board of directors yourself if you want. It's not like I'm the one who had him fired. Not only that, but you seem to be making a big misunderstanding, so I'll correct you. It's true that I'm marrying a CEO, but not our CEO, okay? He's the CEO of our business partner.
What? But I was told that you were marrying the CEO.
You probably misheard. By the way, they're our largest business partner, so you probably know the company name. My groom today is the CEO of A Corporations. He's the one who's going to become my husband, not our former CEO.
Huh? But isn't A Corporations a bigger company than our own? It's also famous how the CEO is a 39-year-old and extremely handsome. You're marrying that handsome CEO, Rosita? How did you even get a man like that to marry you?
Yes, I was very lucky to have found such a great man. You see, I would often go to their office to discuss business negotiations, which is how I met the CEO.
Huh? But that doesn't explain why he chose you specifically. I don't get it. What does he see in an old hag like you? This is so unfair. Give him to me. I'll give you my boyfriend in return.
I don't think I need to even bother replying to that, but no thanks.
Humph. You say that now, but you're not going to be so confident anymore when I steal him from you. It's certain that he's going to fall for me instead once he sees me, who, unlike you, am young and pretty.
All right, then why don't you come to our wedding and try stealing him from me? You'll probably just waste a lot of time and money, though.
Of course I'll come. Where's the wedding venue?
Guam.
What? But the wedding's going to be done by the time I get there, right?
Well, yes.
Hold on. You're getting married abroad? Jesus, and to think that me and that old bum didn't even have a wedding ceremony. It must be nice marrying an actual CEO, huh?
I can't talk to you any longer about this because the ceremony is about to start. So, if you'll excuse me.
What even is that? You're just an old hag, but you're going to become the wife of the CEO of A Corporations? And you're having a wedding ceremony abroad? And I just got married with a regular dude who's not even the CEO anymore. This is so unfair.
It seems that our company's former CEO was allowed to remain in the company as a regular employee. Apparently, the former CEO was quite the needy husband. Ever since Fiorina proposed getting divorced because she was now unsatisfied with her current situation, he's become extremely possessive of her. Not only that, but his mother, who was as possessive as her son, moved in with them, and she got pregnant under her supervision. Fiorina was forced to quit her job after this. Not only that, but since her parents had already gotten divorced, she had nowhere else to go, since even her uncle, the former senior executive director and the only relative of hers that hadn't thrown her away yet, gave up on her after she made a mess inside the company. She couldn't run away from her husband and his mother even if she wanted to. I once saw Fiorina, now pregnant, and the former CEO in town while walking at night. But the sight of Fiorina was an expression of complete despair, walking 3 steps behind the former CEO, who, in contrast with his wife, had a huge smile on his face, was nothing but pitiful. I, on the other hand, started my own business after this whole mess. My husband helps me run my new company, and I'm currently enjoying my new job and my new life as a married woman.